The difference between your partner and your best friend is that you don't sleep with your best friend. You are not sleeping with your teammates. And for men who want to have a teammate, this is what I have to say to you. Go play soccer. Go play baseball. Go play a sport. Football, baseball, soccer. There's all these sports you could play where you could get a teammate. You can even go to work and have a team. Go to work and be a team there. Teamwork in a marriage, teamwork with the person that you're sleeping with. Where is the sexual attraction? Where's the tension? Where's the sexual tension? Okay, we playing as a team. I'm not attracted to my teammate. I'm attracted to my man. Peace and prosperity. Welcome back to Earth's Feminine. If you are new here, this is the channel where you can come and learn all about primal feminine energy, the feminine energy that existed before colonization, and all of the conditioning around what we now believe it means to be a woman. My name is Asaya, and in today's video, I want to talk about how you should always, as a woman, expect a man to provide for you when you are entering into the courting stage of a relationship, when you are progressing into engagement, when you are in a committed relationship. It's okay to expect a man to provide for you. And a lot of women have a lot of fear around having the expectation, because having the expectation has been labeled with being a gold digger, which is a derogatory term used to insult women that like to have money and like to have things, material things in their life, that especially in the Black community has been used to shame women who want to have the finer things in life and want to have a better life. The term is even used towards women who don't even ask for much, but just dare to open their mouth and ask for something. Okay, somebody just want to come out the woodworks and say, oh, all you want is my money. All you ever do is reach out to me or want to talk to me, or you're making everything about money, right? That's something that men use so often to ultimately just get women to shut up and stop asking for what they're asking for. Stop demanding to be treated with some kind of care, consideration, and understanding of our value as a woman. I also want to talk a little bit about this video clip that I watched of a really popular dating coach, male dating coach for women. His name is Matthew Hussey. And I came across this video through a YouTuber who was dissecting the manosphere and understanding the manosphere. And he used one of these video clips of Matthew Hussey. And when I went to the actual video and watched the video myself, I was like, what in the world? So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video clip in this video so y'all can understand what I'm about to dive into in this video.
Person at the back in the stripes, yeah, let's hear from you.
During the dating period, you know, after like 4 or 5 months of dating, I just wondering at what point do you have to pay? Did the woman have to pay when they go out? The guy is asking that there should be half and half at that point when you already.
At what point?
When you already been dating for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, okay, to give you a quick answer on, firstly, I think we should just deal with the who should pay thing to begin with. When you're on a date, who should pay?
I know. I mean, that's what I told them. You know, I'm sorry.
But-
I would say, I'm dating. We're dating. You
But
know,
here's
the
the-
gentleman here. You're supposed
okay.
to pay.
He's supposed to pay.
Yeah, that's
You're
what I told him.
but you're supposed to have sex with him whenever he says.
No. Whenever Walt
What's
wanted, right?
where does this double standard come from? I'm sorry, it's the reality. You guys can moan at it all you want, but the moment you say to a guy, you have to fucking pay for my time, you're saying this relationship isn't equal. This relationship isn't equal. My time is worth more than yours, so you should pay for it. I wonder what paradigm that sets up.
First of all, I want to ask the question of how did we get to the point where as women we are by the boatload, by the bucket load, by the masses showing up to conferences, showing up to these dating and relationship seminars that men host specifically for women so that they can coach and guide women. And there's nothing wrong. Listen, women could be a dating coach for men, men could be a dating coach for women. But I will say that if that man who has designated himself as a woman's coach has never been through any specific training, who has never been through any education or real intensive around understanding what it means to be a woman, understanding the biology of a woman, understanding the spiritual nature of a woman, understanding women, period. Because you got to understand, most people don't even understand themselves. So if you are putting yourself in a position to guide women, you need to understand women. If you are not a woman yourself, you need to put yourself through some type of something to understand the constructs, the mechanisms, the biology, the spirituality of women. And this is why I don't watch a lot of male dating coaches. I listen to them. I hear what they have to say. I think they can have really good inputs to help me understand men better. But for the most part, most of them don't understand women. They don't understand the spiritual nature of women. And most of the world doesn't understand the spiritual nature of the women. So it's in a way not their fault. But just because you're ignorant does not mean you are innocent, okay? So, ladies, really, I made a video on this before about listening to dating coaches that don't have the best advice for you. So that video goes into deeper on how to be able to like sift through coaches and guides and people that are, putting themselves in a position to lead you. Really understand that a lot of male dating coaches, they don't have a good understanding of women. Listening to him further, right? He compared a man paying for a date, a man showing up and paying for a date, to you having intercourse with a man, to you exchanging your body with a man. He compared a date and taking you out on a date and you expecting him to provide and pay for the date or dates, multiple dates, to him expecting you to be intimate with him, to bust it wide open for him. He compared something so trivial. Paying for a date is trivial, okay? Paying for dates, multiple dates, is trivial. Your physical, energetic, sexual exchange with a man is nowhere near as impactful as a man paying for a date. A woman having a sexual exchange with a man is not an equal exchange to him paying for a date. It's not even an equal exchange for a man dropping a couple racks on you for intimacy with you. It's not an equal exchange. That is where we can clearly see that this male dating coach and probably plenty others don't understand or even value the true nature of a woman. So he called it a double standard, right? What is this double standard? How dare you expect me to provide for the date, but don't want me to expect you to have sex with me, to be intimate with me? How dare you? How dare you? That is a double standard. What? That's not a double standard, you idiot. My choice to be intimate with someone is sacred. That's something that should never really ever have a dollar value amount on it. It's something that comes with devotion, commitment, eternal devotion and commitment, a promise, right? That not only you will treat me as sacred and special and pour into me, but you also pour into whatever I produce from that intimate exchange. Okay, it is not something so minuscule that you can just simply compare it to a man paying for a date. Then he goes on to say, what you're saying is that your time is more valuable than my time as a man. And you're setting up a paradigm to where you're saying we're not equal. A woman's time is more valuable than your time, especially if she's a young woman, okay? A woman's time is much more valuable than a man's time. And this is something that a lot of women have a hard time comprehending as well, because a lot of women, like, quality time is a love language. I get that. Quality time is something that women love to get from men. We love to have, some women, not all women, but quality time is a kind of love language. And because men are such hard workers and all these things, we've in our minds, wired ourselves to think, oh, if he gives me some of his time, that's more valuable than anything, because he doesn't have a lot of time and he's always busy, he's always working hard. And there we go again. Another instance where a woman starts to value and put on a pedestal a man's energy more than her own. That's because the world has set us up to do that, okay? Your time is much more valuable, is much more precious than this man's time. Why? Because you are living on a biological clock, all right? You are not going to want to have kids when you are in your 60s, okay? 70s, all right? You're not going to want to reproduce past a certain age, right? Even though some women do, most women want to have the opportunity, right, within their 20s to their their early 40s, right? Past the early 40s is like pushing it. They want to use that time to have a family, to reproduce, to become a mother, to exercise their feminine traits, their relational feminine traits, okay? A woman in her femininity finds joy, finds fulfillment in having a family and having children. Some women have opted into never going that route and never doing that. But a lot of those women, they do it because of what? Because we live in a patriarchal system that has made it very, very uncomfortable for a woman to live in her natural way. Our time is much more valuable than a man's time, being that we only have a certain amount of time to do these things. Men, on the other hand, they can start a family, they can reproduce, and they don't have to be the sole ones to nurture and grow that family when they are creating a family. So they can get away with, right, having and starting a family in their 50s, okay? Even in their 60s. But typically, a man has more time, right, to kind of dibble and dabble his energy, right? Because later in life, he'll still be able to have a family and have the energy for it. A woman does not have that kind of timeline. So yes, your time is much more valuable than a man. So this is not you setting up a paradigm. You're not setting up any paradigm. This just is the paradigm. This is the paradigm that you are upholding and that you are respecting, and you are not allowing any man that comes into your life or anyone outside of you to cause you to be delusional about the value of your time and give it away for free, and let men come in and use up your time and give you nothing in return, or even worse, drain you and deplete you, and then you have nothing to show for it other than saggy eyes and wrinkles because of how much this man has just stressed you and depleted your life force energy. There are men that will want you to fall into this delusion. There are men that will expect you to prioritize his needs and his comfort and value him more, so that you can satiate his insecurities around money. So you can satiate his insecurities around being a provider and being someone that actually can show up and provide for everything every single time without expecting you to provide him with anything other than your presence, your essence, your feminine energy. Hey beautifuls, so before we go deeper into this video, I have a quick little self promo and interjection. I want to make sure that you all know I have an upcoming mistress class called I Am Earth. So this mistress class was scheduled back in January, but I have rescheduled it to be at the beginning of the spring equinox. This mistress class is going to be all about re-earthing women into the truth of who they are so that they can live life in alignment with their natural feminine energy. This is going to be unveiling misogynistic beliefs that we have come to adopt about ourselves, that has potentially previously created relationship dynamics within our intimate life, within our health, within our finances, that are holding us back from experiencing optimal pleasure in life. So this mistress class is all about reclaiming pleasure as something that is ours to receive, to experience in all of these different areas of health, finance, and relationships. So if you are ready to skyrocket these areas of your life come spring of 2024, then make sure you sign up for the I Am Earth Mistress class. The prices are currently on sale, so make sure you get the discounted price before it goes up. And yeah, we can get right back into the video.
Here's my view. If you go on a date with a guy and you don't offer to pay your share, you weren't taught right. If you go on a date and he doesn't pay, he wasn't taught right. I can tell you right now, if I was dating someone and they never offered to pay, I wouldn't be dating them. I can tell you that now. If they never offered to pay, I would not be dating them because I'd say, this is the most polite they're ever going to be. And they're not even trying to pay now. What does that say about my future? But let me come at this from a different angle. I will always treat my partner how I would treat my best friend. And I wouldn't apply a different standard to my partner than my best friend. I wouldn't say to my best friend, let's always go out to dinner and you always pay. I'd say, let's be teammates here in whatever way we can. And maybe, by the way, proportionately, what you can do is less than what he can do. That's a different thing. If he says to you, I want to go stay at the top hotel in Big Sur this weekend, and it's $1,500 a night, and you say, I don't have the money. It's his job to say, it doesn't matter. I didn't do it so you could pay. I did it because I want to go and I want to take you. Great. That's what that is, right? Or if you both agree to go on holiday and you have a fifth of his earning potential, you say, I want to contribute to a fifth of this holiday. It's overly simplistic, but you get what I'm saying, right? I will contribute on the level I can contribute. Let me tell you what means something to a guy. Trying. That means something to a guy. When he feels that you're not even trying to contribute, that's when he feels used. Because any guy who's really confident and self-respecting, if the woman never is even trying to contribute, he feels like he's being taken advantage of. And it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the lack of gesture. So I would be looking at, if you like this guy, maybe if you're in different positions, figure out what you want to contribute proportionately or what you can contribute proportionately and treat him as you would your best friend.
To say that a woman wasn't taught right if she doesn't offer to pay, and then in that same sentence saying that a man that doesn't pay wasn't taught right either, it makes zero sense. Okay, I have heard male coaches before, like Tony Gaskins, say that if you are a woman dating, you want to always offer to pay on the first date so that he knows that you're not a gold digger, so that he knows that you're not out for his money. Okay, and that's like his tactic for you to like basically let a man know that you're not a gold digger, but then you want to make sure that he actually does reject your offer and pays himself. Okay, and so that's his tactic. I don't agree with that tactic. I don't agree with that mode or that line, because to me, that's still satiating a man's insecurities around money and around women who like to have money and women who enjoy being surrounded by lavish things in life. So I personally, as a woman, I do not want a man to be fearful of women who are gold diggers. I don't want to have to pretend like I want to pay just so I can soften this man's insecurities around being with a woman who solely wants him for providing. I think a lot of men have really deep-seated insecurities around this because of things that have happened to them in the past, things that have happened to them with women. And that's where you get to do healing work, sir. That's where you get to do some self-reflection and you get to really work on that, because there are a lot of women screaming and crying and whining about how men are only choosing women who look a certain way, is physically attractive and all these things. Like, there are women who cry about that, but I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those women. I love looking good. I love taking care of myself. I wasn't always, healthy and confident in my skin and loved my hair. Like, I've talked about this, vaguely in some of my other videos, especially the how to activate your magnetism as a woman video. I suffered with a lot of insecurities about how I looked growing up and how I felt about myself growing up. I grew up with also a lot of health issues. So not only did I not even have the space to really think about beauty and being attractive, because I was just so focused on just being normal. I wasn't always what people know me as today, because when people see me today, they always compliment me on my skin. They always compliment me on my hair. They always compliment me on my looks and you're so beautiful, you're so this. I put a lot of energy and effort into being a healthy woman. Okay, so I'm proud of being a healthy woman. I'm proud of being and feeling beautiful. I'm not gonna be upset because a man is attracted to me because I'm beautiful. I put a lot of energy and intention into being beautiful. So it's the same thing, okay? I'm not insecure about how I look. I'm not insecure about my worth being fully entangled into just my looks and my beauty alone. I'm not insecure about that, because I know that I have deeper value. I know that my beauty is a reflection of intrinsic traits like intelligence, like perseverance, like determination, like commitment, devotion, love. All of these intrinsic traits is what has become a reflection of my beauty and my attractiveness. So when I see and come across men, I know that they're attracted to me because I have healthy hair, healthy skin, and a healthy aura. I know that. I'm not insecure about that, so I'm not going to whine and cry about it like some women do. I'm not going to say that, all women are whining and crying in every case, because there are some cases and some scenarios where women are truly being objectified because of certain body parts that they have. There was a woman that I worked with in a program that I did last year, Lunar Feminine Freedom, where, she talked about how she felt objectified because she had a big butt. How men would kind of just treat her a certain way because she had a big butt. It's not always an insecurity, right? There is a level of objectification that can come in when it comes to men only like women who are beautiful or look a certain way. Okay, you need to understand the deeper reasoning behind that. The deeper reasoning behind why a man loves a beautiful woman is not really because of all of the external factors, but it's because of the intrinsic things that created that beauty. All right? That's why men are attracted to beauty. Women who are attracted to men, they think that they're attracted to the dollar signs, but you're really not attracted to the dollar signs. You're attracted to the qualities and the characteristics that created those dollar signs, that created that money, that power, that respect. I'm sorry, Matthew Hussey, but I'm never going to offer to pay for a date. Okay? And he goes on to talk about how he's probably never going to date that person again, or he's not going to continue to date a woman who never offers to pay. I'm not going to do something that I'm never going to do down the line. I'm never going to, down the line in my marriage, not expect for my husband to handle his business. I'm never in a marriage going to not expect for my husband to take care of things. I'm never in my marriage going to offer to do things for him or offer to handle things for him that I know he should be handling. Just like I'm never going to expect my husband to breastfeed my baby for me. I'm never going to expect my husband to know how to nurture and take care of our child the way I know how to do it. I'm never going to expect that from him. Why? Why do I need to offer? Why am I being expected to offer to pay for something when I know that I'm never going to be this kind of woman in a long-term relationship? So it's a good thing if men fall off, if men, they're like, oh, she's not doing anything. She's not offering to pay. She's not offering to help me with anything. Again, you don't need to be with a man that you need to satiate his insecurities. All right. This man needs to be confident and okay with being the sole one taking care of what needs to be handled and what needs to be taken care of. A man that is okay with you paying on the first date, on the second date, or any date. A man that is okay with you even if you're not paying for things. A man that's okay with you giving him a ride somewhere, right? If we're giving this man a ride, if we're letting him borrow our car, if we are doing work for him and being his secretary, his maid, his cook, his cleaner, because we are nurturers, we take on so many of these roles that we think we need to be for a man, just to be a quote unquote good woman, a woman that's worthy of being loved. And every single time, all right, when you lead with this energy, you end up being either resented by the man or taken advantage of, right? Only in the case where you are doing these things because you don't know any better and the man is literally telling you, you don't have to do this, I got this. You don't have to, like, he's basically like trying to stop you from overexerting yourself and being basically the leader in the relationship. That's the only case where I would say like things could have the chance of being turned around. Then he goes on to say, all right, Matthew Hussey goes on to say that I will always treat my partner and have the same standards that I put on my partner that I would my best friend. All right? Because we're teammates. We're a team. I have heard this come out of the mouth of so many people around you being teammates with your partner, with your husband, with your man. And I just do not agree with that. Like, I don't agree with that, okay? You are not teammates with your man. You're not best friends. You can have a friendship. You can have a very good friendship with someone, with the person that you're with. You can have a phenomenal friendship. Actually, the person that you're with could be your very best friend. But the difference between your partner and your best friend is that you don't sleep with your best friend. You are not sleeping with your teammates. And for men who want to have a teammate, this is what I have to say to you. Go play soccer. Go play baseball. Go play a sport. Football, baseball, soccer. There's all these sports you could play where you could get a teammate. All right, where you can play as a team. You can even go to work and have a team. Go to work, whatever it is that you choose to do for your living, okay? And be a team there, okay? But teamwork in a marriage, teamwork with the person that you're sleeping with, where is the sexual attraction? Where's the tension? Where's the sexual tension? Okay, we playing as a team. I'm not attracted to my teammate. I'm attracted to my man. Okay, I'm not attracted to the person that I'm doing business, or like my business partner, or like a woman that I have a friendship with, that we do things with. Like, I'm not attracted to other women. I'm not attracted to people that I play as a team with, right? And y'all know in sports, when you play on teams, there's women's teams and there's men's teams. Okay? There's not a lot of same interchange in the teams, because we know on that level that men are different than women. They cannot play on the same team. It won't be a fair game. It won't be a fair game. There must be an acknowledgement that I am woman, you are man. There must be an acknowledgement of that in an intimate relationship. So a man that's walking around talking about something, you need to be my teammate, we partners, this is teamwork. Like, am I saying that you cannot do things in partnership with your significant other? Of course not. But you've got to do it in respect to your feminine energy and his masculine energy. So teammates and all of that stuff, out the window. All right, I'm not your teammate. I am your woman. Let's get that clear. You don't want me to be your woman? You want a teammate? You want a best friend? Okay, that's fine, but I'm not going to feel safe enough and comfortable enough to flower with a man that expects that of me. So good. Fall off early, okay, if you can. Because the man that you want to attract is the man that is okay with you being a woman. That is okay with 100% pouring into you, providing for you, giving you the things that you need, giving you the things that you deserve. And it's because we have these literal male gurus influencing hundreds and thousands of women all over the planet. All right. Our biggest male influencer in the whole world is Jesus. Okay. Jesus Christ, the man that saved everybody. And because of that, women do not understand the value of themselves. They only understand the value of themselves in relationship to a man. And you must understand your value independently of him. You must understand your value in and of yourself on your own. Okay? This is why I created this channel. So you can know and understand yourself on your own without the influences of all of the conditioning that we see left, right, and center, of all of the ignorance that is spewing from people who don't know any better. The last thing Matthew Hussey says is, if you guys go out on a holiday, right? You decide to like go take a trip or take a vacation or something, and you don't earn as much as him. You actually can't afford a trip like that, right? You can't afford a trip like that. So then he says, basically he paints the picture of, well, that would be fair if he paid for the date. If you basically couldn't afford the vacation, that would be fair if he paid for it, because he was inviting you on the vacation and he just wanted to spend time with you. So then that's fair, okay? Because one, you don't earn anything, and two, he was inviting you out on the vacation. Then he goes in to say, if you both decide to plan a holiday, meaning it wasn't his idea, but you both are talking about going on a trip, and you earn more than him, then this is where he starts talking about, well, that's where you should at least contribute. You should at least contribute, okay? Because if you don't contribute, you're not trying in the relationship. A man's gonna view you as not trying and basically using him if you don't contribute, especially if you make more money than him. It matters nothing how much money you make. It does not matter at all how much money you make. A man that is in love with you will not want you to spend anything. A man that has a healthy relationship with money, aka feminine energy, because money really is a reflection of love, a reflection of feminine energy, he will not expect you to contribute anything to the date or to the vacation. A man that wants you to try and show your effort through providing finances and physical effort is a man that wants another man. He wants another man. It sounds horrible because a lot of these men who do this don't consider themselves to be gay. They don't consider themselves to be gay. But sweetie, that is energetically, you are saying, I want you physically as a woman, but energetically, I want you as a man. Energetically, I want you as a man. I don't want you as a woman. I want you as a man. When I was dating in my early 20s and when I was in college and coming out of high school, I would feel guilty, okay? I had actually a boyfriend in my early 20s. I was like a teenager entering my 20s. And he was from Honduras, and every time we went out somewhere, he would always pay for everything. And I would always feel really like weird letting him pay for things for me. I had this guilt that used to overcome me just being at the checkout, or watching him pay for it. Like, I used to feel so bad about myself just to have him pay for some drinks at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? And I had to work through that. I had to work through that because that feeling didn't go away until I looked at it. And I realized that pattern caused me, right, when I did start to make money, when I did start to have more things, it caused me to feel like I needed to show up and impress men with my money. It caused me to feel like I needed to show up and pay for things and show that I could do bad all by myself and I could take care of myself for a man to be attracted to me. And what did I end up attracting? I ended up attracting a man who wanted to use me for that. He wanted to use me for my car. He wanted to use me for the fact that I had things to offer, that I could provide certain things, that I was better than most women, that I was quote unquote better than these gold digging women that just want to use me for my money. Really, he didn't even have any money. He was broke. He was down and out in all these different ways. I ended up choosing a relationship like that because I had that energy signature of just feeling so guilty for asking for literal bare minimum. The guy that I was with from Honduras, he told me one day, because I was having issues paying my rent in my college apartments, and he told me, he was like, I didn't know you were struggling with your rent. You know, he was like, if you ever need help with anything, let me know. Like, I will take care of that for you. You don't have to struggle. I never had a man in my life ever tell me that and then follow through with it. Because I have men say things, right? Even my father would say things and bloop. You know, what happened? Not really sure, okay? So, that was the first time that I had someone in my life who said he was going to do something and really followed through, right? And after that, he was helping me with my rent, you know? I had issues around pleasure. I had issues around receiving. A lot of sacral feminine, earth feminine energy I had to awaken, I had to activate, which is something that I struggled with a lot at that time. I had a lot of feminine health issues. And a lot of that has to do with like the way you're treating yourself physically, but it also has a lot to do with you energetically, how you are able to receive, and if you are activated in your pleasure. And I understand 100% that receiving is a gracious and humble act. Okay, receiving is not a taking. Receiving is receiving. We must, with all of our heart and soul, know that there is no lack. There is no, I don't have it. There's not enough. Okay? It's possible for any man to prioritize investing in you. It's possible. All right? For any man to say, I'm going to pour myself into this woman, this is something that you should be expecting. It's okay to expect this as a woman. I'm so over people being like somehow it's wrong to expect to be treated well. Okay? To expect to have the things that you want in life. I understand that people say you shouldn't have expectations as to not get hurt and protect your emotions. But that doesn't mean that you allow people who don't meet your expectations into your life, into your force field, into your world. So yes, ladies, a man does need to pay for your time. As a woman, when you stand firm in your beliefs and what you know is true for you and your desires and what you know you desire as a woman, you will create that vibration. It will emanate from you. It will expand from you. And that signal gets called out, all right? And things will begin to shift. People will begin to change. The person that's meant for you will be drawn to you. So stop letting men tell you, stop letting the world tell you that you're somehow a demon for wanting to be provided for. So with that being said, Sprinkle, sprinkle. I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.